fragile, so weak. Even your best falls short. Life at a price. Survival of the fittest. Embrace your destiny.
Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I'll show you how to play ZED. Kill sequence is the standard Q max followed by E and W, so you prioritize the damaging and wave clearing abilities first, and then of course put points into your ultimate whenever possible. Alright guys, we will be starting out with the Q level 1 here, our shuriken, so it can hit multiple champions or units at once, but it deals less damage to any target beyond the first one. So if you try to poke somebody, then you want to make sure that there are no minions in front. Level 1 though, we're just looking to farm up and last hit minions, so once they're low HP then you can either Q them if you're getting zoned, or you can walk up to auto attack. Now farming and last hitting with ZED is really easy because of his passive that makes his auto attack deal bonus magic damage to any target that is 50% or lower HP, so if the ranged minions are under the tower then you only need to auto attack them once. So you don't need to prepare them in advance compared to a lot of other champions. Your E guys is like an AoE damaging ability, deals damage around you. If you use that with your W guys, then it's also going to slow, and it will also reduce the cooldown on your E, on your W if you hit an enemy champion. But when you have your W, then you want to use that E to get slow on the enemy champion, so it becomes easier for you to hit that Q. But just staying back here, we don't really have a lot to do until we have a W up. When we have the W guys, it is going to mimic our E and Q, and that's when you can start proccing your electrocute E-zone for a lot of burst damage. Even though you have your basic combos up now guys, your Q still doesn't deal a lot of damage. That's why his early power spike is at level 4 when you have 2 points in your Q. That's why it really starts to hurt. Just make sure that when you go for this combo there are no minions in between that reduces the cooldown or damage of your Q. Also keep an eye on your energy levels. It is really easy to run out of energy and then you can't do anything. Now this was a really good combo. As you can see, we dealt a lot of damage because we had 2 points in the Q, so it really starts hurting right now, and this is the point where we can start taking out the lane guys. Your success on this champion entirely depends on you being able to land that double shuriken onto the enemy champion. You basically want to go for these combos and try to keep them at low to mid HP levels, so once you get that level 6, that's when you can go for that execution. I had to watch out for the Shaco, so that's why I'm staying towards the other side of the lane here, so I don't get surprise ganked. I'm gonna cancel his recall guys, we don't want him to base this early on. Just so we have some time to push out this wave before he teleports back. If he teleports back, that is. Our Ignite Jax dying in top lane, that is not good. I'm not sure why he picked Jax into Ilario though, because she's like a counter to him. He's very good against champions who have to jump in to deal damage, so get within melee range, so of course. He's extremely good against Jax, he has a lot of burst damage. So not a lot of action early on. We still want to go for the same strat, so we try to poke or harass them with that WE combo. We can do that once, and then next time our build is up, then we can go for the all-in. Unfortunately, the second shuriken didn't land, so electrocute didn't proc. This is great right here, so once we have level 6, then we can look for an all-in. Problem right here is that I didn't wait for my energy to come back up and my cooldown, so he actually ended up getting away right here with like 1 HP. That's really sad, but it's what it is. We got his flash out though, so if you can manage to do that on your first engage, then you can look for a kill on the second attempt. Just gonna take a plate here so we actually get something for that engage. Even though we didn't get the kill, guys, we still make him lose out of the CS here, and we got 1 plate, so pretty worth it. Just get that tier 1 boots here, so in case we get ganked or something, it also helps for the gap closing, so we make sure that we stay within range. But usually you want to finish that mythic item as soon as possible. When you get that, that's like a massive power spike, and you have to snowball the lane once you have it. Right, we have to wait for our ultimate. Oh, that's unfortunate. Missed both Qs. It does happen though. Sometimes you just want to use the combo immediately before they start moving around to dodge it, because you still have that slow from your E, so that's like the easiest point to hit it at the very start. That's a nice combo. We also want to make sure that we take out his W, that's like his only mobility. So if you take that out, then any all-in will be a guaranteed kill pretty much. We can also go for the max damage combo using that W after our ultimate for a triple shuriken. That's a guaranteed kill if you hit anyone. Go hit everything right there, and that's a free kill. So yes, ZED is also really good at tower diving. You have to be good at landing those double or triple shurikens. If you can do that, then you can pick up a lot of kills, even though the opponent is playing very safe. Alright, so we're getting another tower plate, and we got a kill this time, so now we are snowballing as we should, guys, because ZED is a champion. He's very OP in the laning phase actually, because he has so much kill pressure over the enemy laner. He's able to tower dive the enemy opponent. You just have to keep in mind what kind of summon spells they have up, what kind of movement abilities they have up. If you manage to bait that out, then that should be a free kill for you. Sure what Corky soon, okay, he's top side. We also can't really contest that herald because our jungle is bottom side, so I have to give it up. Maybe we can go for Corky here because he's so low HP, so a single combo should finish him off actually, if we make sure that we get that auto tag in. That passive damage is so important, guys. Look at that burst damage. And that is without the ultimate. When you get to the mid game, late game, guys, you can pop ADCs with just a basic combo, so you don't always have to use your ultimate. Because if you save your ultimate, guys, then you can use that to finish somebody else off with, so try to make it really efficient. And check this down as well, we get that red buff, so that's nice. We also have to watch out for Corki because he's already back. But yeah, when you want to push waves, of course, you also use the same combo, so you W, E and Q. Try to hit as many minions as possible, so you can push it really fast. Now we have the big power spike, guys. Prowler's Claw is one of the best mythic items you can buy on set. Gives ability hits, which is really useful on this champion especially because it puts your ultimate on a lower cooldown, but you also get a third gap closer. So what you can do is that you can use that W to get within range, then you use your ultimate, and then the opponent usually flashes away or use any movement ability, and then you activate that Prowler's Claw for the third gap closer, so it's very hard to escape him now. On top of that, you also get that damage buff, so you get ridiculous burst damage, guys. So it is very good in set. It can be a little bit hard to play around though. It is not a mythic item for beginners. If you're a beginner, then you can also go with Eclipse. It's also really good. In my opinion, they are the two best mythic items on set. It's also what other high elo players are using currently. They're only using these two mythics. Oh wow, I tried to steal that kill right there with the Prowler's Claw. Another thing you can do, guys, with the Prowler's Claw active is that there are minions in the lane, then you can use that active towards the minions so you can get within range, within ultimate range of the enemy champion. Now Zed already has a lot of gap closers, but this combo is especially OP on something like a Kiana or a Talon. Getting the objectives for top lane is getting completely destroyed. I don't know why he's in the enemy jungle right now. I think actually he just gave up, so he's just griefing, trying to end the game fast. We can burst Ilaoi down before she gets defensive items, but we have to watch out for her massive burst damage because it's also going to heal her a lot for the same time. Our bot lane is going top, so that's great. If they play it safe, then they can deal with Ilaoi. They just have to avoid going within melee range, because if she catches Virus, then he's done so as well. Nice, alright. Trying to snowball that lead we already have. You always want to be looking for kills whenever that ultimate is up. You don't want to waste that precious time you have. Assassins, guys, is a role that typically falls off in the late game. That falls off a little bit as well, but he's still really strong in the late game, and that is because his ultimate is going to be on like 25-second cooldown. Even if people have Sonya's Hourglass and such, then your ultimate cooldown is going to be much lower than their item active, so you have extremely high kill pressure, especially in the late game when you have so much ability haste and so much damage. It's a good thing for us that Ilaoi is so squishy right now, otherwise she would have been a massive problem. All our towers on the top side are down. We only have the base tower left. Had to deal with her sooner or later. Now we can go ahead and recall. This is like my favorite item on Assassins, guys, the Serpent's Fang. It is so good against enchanters like a Lulu, because it is going to reduce the shield. The target you are damaging is going to reduce the shield they will be getting, so very good at shutting down those enchanter supports. Because previously they were really OP because there was no counterplay to shields, but now we have it. And it's really good as well.
An ally has been slain.
I could actually have taken that W and go for a kill, but I did not have energy, so don't want to make the same mistake like I did last time, guys. I just taken. Maybe they see if we can look for a roam. Of course, assassins are really good at roaming, so that's something you should be doing. Focus down the carries, guys. We want to be getting the AD carry in fights. You can see I'm very patient. I waited out their summoners and movement abilities before I use my stuff. This is really important on assassins, because you always have to keep in mind what they have up, what they can use to escape with, and then you play around that. That's why we ended up getting the kills right here, because if I used it at the start, then Tristana would just have flashed away. Then use the W afterwards. I did lose my tower mid lane, can't really do anything about that, guys, but we are helping out the bot lane. We're just snowballing ourselves, so I'm sitting on 6 kills right now. Farming is also really good. So even though we're losing the objective, then we have enough kills, so we should be able to snowball ourselves even further and hopefully take down more objectives. He has the Herald, so we have no choice but to go top lane right now and hopefully pick up a kill maybe. Oh wow, I tried to dodge that E before I went in, but she hit it, so I just have to go out. If she hits that, then you just have to get out, guys. Right, I did a lot in that fight for sure. And as it's a good thing the kills are going out to me. Master Yi is also really good for snowballing, but he's going with Thaldi, so very limited what he can do to Ilaoi. If he went for the on-hit build, then he would just shred her completely. But the Thaldi Master Yi is good against the mid laner and the bot lane as well, and Shaco, so right, the only target we will be struggling with is the Ilaoi later on. So at this mid-game stage, of course, you want to be in the side lane, because ZED is very good in 1 versus 1, so you want to try to force the enemy mid laner to come to the side lane, because that way it's very hard for them to escape you. This is an extended lane, right? So on top of getting free XP and gold, you also have an extended lane, so if you catch someone, then there's a very low chance that they will actually escape you. If you watch how I ulted, guys, I waited until her tentacle already slammed the ground. Then I used my ultimate to dodge it. But yes, it's also important that you don't only use the ultimate to damage with, but also use the active to dodge the most important abilities. So now we have a lot of goals, of course. They will most likely be building armor at this stage of the game, especially if you're against multiple bruisers, so you want the armor pin item. Make sure that you don't get countered as much by armor anymore. Then we can head towards the bottom side, guys. We want to pick up the farm for ourselves, of course, and carry in the side lane. You want to be going for the AD carries, right? So you want to be trying to match them, and if they're isolated, then of course you go for the kill. And she survived with like almost no HP. But when you play against bruisers, of course you want to make sure that you get the maximum damage combo onto them in order to get the kill, and that's what I did. I got the triple shuriken, because usually almost always need that in order to secure the kill onto a tankier target, but if you're against an ADC, then a standard combo is also enough, of course depending on how fit you are and how fit they are, and if they have defensive itemization. Just need a bit more gold for that armor pin item, guys, then it is going to be a lot easier. And on top of that armor pin, you also get that slows on your abilities, so even easier to land your full combo. That's what I really like about this item, is that it has that slow on abilities. It's like even harder to escape you from now on, because you have 3 gap closers and now you also have slows on top of that. They don't really expect your damage. Usually people try to like bait out your stuff first and then they use their peeling abilities, but Lulu just vanished just like that, because this is what ZED can do. He doesn't need his ultimate to pick up kills. You don't always have to wait your ultimate, use your ultimate, guys. Try to save it if possible, especially if you're engaging onto a squishy target that will just vanish like that. Because against most squishy champions you don't need your ultimate, you have enough damage with your W, E, Q and then auto attack combo. Because a lot of the time what you can do when you pick a fight is that use that W, E, Q combo and then auto attack, and then when they're about to flash or use movement abilities away from you, then you can use that ultimate to get close. There's also a really nice trick here, is that you use the Brawler's Claw active towards a minion, so you are within ultimate range and then you ult the target. So that's also another way to use it, guys. Because if you're able to kill the enemy champion with a standard combo, then of course you don't need that bonus damage from the Brawler's Claw, so you can just use that as a gap closer. Dragon is spawning soon. We really want that soul, or we at least want to deny the soul. Wow, I hope not so that, cause I think I stole 2 kills from him by now, 1 in the top lane, just by last hitting. Lulu doesn't really respect our damage output. But yeah, this is what you want to be doing on Assassins. You just want to hide in the brushes, make sure that you have the sweeper, guys, so you can clear out for any wards, and then you just camp in the brushes and wait for people to come. This works out really well, especially on the ADC. If they see like a massive wave in the bot lane, guys, they will almost always move down to get it. We can sit in the brushes and just wait for them. Getting the dragon, so that's at least good, even though we are getting destroyed pretty much in the bot lane and top side especially. I don't know what this Jax build is. I think he's just Diamond Jax, running it, trying to make us lose faster. Yeah, Ilaoi is like the most annoying one. You have to be really careful because she also has a lot of burst and she has a lot of sustain as well, on top of being very tanky with her itemization. They're just getting one shot by my E. Yeah, Lulu is actually very annoying to play against when you play Assassins, so that's a good ban if you don't care about underpicks in the mid lane. Because she's very good against at peeling her ADC from Assassins. She has that polymorph, she has that ultimate. has speed buffs, she has slow, she has like everything, even shields. Like the best support at peeling ADCs in the late game. That's a potential ban if you play assassins and if you don't care about counter picks mid. What ZED is weak against, guys, are bruisers and tanky champions. Pantheon is a really annoying matchup. Garen is also really annoying. Some people pick it in high elo as a counter pick to ZED. Yeah, otherwise you actually have a pretty good landing phase once you get that level 4 and 6. He has like one of the most OP landing phases because, as I mentioned earlier, he has a lot of kill pressure and very hard to shut down as well. But he is really mobile actually. Especially when you consider the fact that your E can reduce the cooldown of your W when you hit enemy champions with it, so you can get multiple Ws off in a fight. People are dying everywhere on the map, so that sucks a bit. The thing is, if people are not focused and they just go alone to the other lanes without grouping, then games will be really difficult no matter how fit you are. That is solo queue, that's how ranked works. Sometimes this happens. Other times the enemy team has those players, so don't let it get to you, that's what matters the most. Alright, at least his ultimate is down, so that is something. Shaco has ridiculous amount of burst damage. I actually get one shot by him almost every single time he tries to engage on me. And this is huge right here, because we can potentially go for the Baron. Could definitely go for the Baron. The thing is, I'm worried that Shaco will steal it, because he has a level lead. He has done really well this game here. So what I like to do is that I try to shut down anyone who walks up trying to ward. But yeah, this is what happens if you make a bad engage onto Ilaoi, guys. I messed up right here because I didn't look at my ultimate cooldown. I thought that it was ready, but there was like 3 or 4 seconds left, and during that time she just straight up burst me down. That's why you really want to be careful with Ilaoi. Really try to dodge the tentacles, because if you get hit by those, then you just get bursted down. That was a really bad play, so now we end up losing the Baron. Yeah, it's going to make the game a lot harder. We are pretty much close to the late game now. We are pretty much in the late game because we are almost full build. And a lot of people say that assassins fall off in the late game, and while that is true, guys, it's not really true for ZED. Because he has such a low cooldown on his ultimate. You have like 25 seconds CDR or something on your ultimate, guys, so you can almost spam it in fights. You know, the opponent usually buys Sonya's Hourglass if they're playing an AP champion. You can bait that out with the first ultimate, and then you save the second one and engage onto them. And of course it is also very mobile and good in 1 versus 1, so you can also go for the split pushing if you want to. Here's the target you will be focusing down in fights, guys. Are the squishy ones. Go for the squishy supports, squishy mages, squishy ADCs. The squishy carries in general, you try to delete someone from the fight and then you back off, wait for your cooldowns, and once they're ready, then you can go in once more. And of course, in order to go for these plays, you want to make sure that you clear out any vision, because you want to be flanking. You can't flank if you don't have the sweeper, because then you don't know where there are wards, right? You could be standing on a ward and then people would just try to flank you instead, so try to secure vision. Then be patient in fights, wait for people to blow their movement abilities and such. And peeling abilities as well from the supports. And once they've done that, then you can go in, finish off the carry or any other priority target. Just have to back off all the way here because Shaco will most likely be going for me if I stay there for too long, guys. But we did get Tristana, so that is awesome. That is huge for us, especially when they have the Baron buff, so it's harder for them to push. So hard to shut down Shaco as well because of his Q, guys, so we don't really have the perfect comp for him. Gonna chase all the way. I don't know why. We should be grouping actually. We should be defending, getting the XP from the super minions. And in the late game, guys, they have a really good team composition. Corki is one of the best killing mid laners when it comes to the late game because he's an ADC that deals magic damage. Long range poke, super safe as well. Any other squishy target I hit with this combo would have lost pretty much all of the HP, but Ilaoi is very tanky at this point, guys. He has defensive items, so this is why it becomes really hard for us. He is not the one we will want to be focusing. That's why I'm just poking here with the W combo, and then if somebody else steps up, then I can go for the kills. Team is getting really tilted because of the Jax, but games like these can still be won. You make sure that you play for the objectives, you get a kill, and then try to rush down objectives. Nice. So you get the Ilaoi, then the fight is pretty much free, guys. You see how fast Tristana goes down. How fast we're able to burst her, and this is actually huge for us. They will not be able to take down the bottom side, so I can go top and defend against Shaco. Really need to take down his Guardian Angel. If we do that, then he's super easy to kill. The thing is, he can also one-shot us, right? So we also need to be careful. Try to bait him out. Coming for us 100%. Try to bait out his Q, guys. If you do that, then you can force out his ultimate as well afterwards by faking an engage onto him. That's so much damage. He's just gonna one-shot us without using anything pretty much, and he has the GA, so we can't really turn it around either. But now we are full build. We have the cleaver just to make it even easier to shred through those armor items. It will be really huge for us if we can take down the Shaco. He's like the most dangerous player on the team, because he's just gonna assassinate our teammates. Get this guy, then it's going to be really easy for us to turn it around actually. And this is exactly what we needed, guys. So now we can go for the Baron. Hopefully we get it this time. If we do that, guys, then we can go mid and try to pick up kills, and it's also easier for us to defend with the super minions. There we go. This is awesome. Go ahead and recoil, and of course make sure to defend the base as well. We also want... oh, Masti is running it again. That sucks quite a bit, so now we don't get the dragon because he just died. we don't get the soul guys, that would have been huge for us, especially because that is the most OP one. Zed doesn't really have any sustain, right? Of course, if you go for the Eclipse, then you have some, but other than that, he doesn't really. You have the Ultimate Hunter. Ravenous Hunter was nerfed. Ultimate Hunter is more useful, that is why we're able to get 25 second CDR on the Ultimate. So we don't have any other sustain. So that Ocean Soul would be huge for us. Nice. This is huge. Take down Shaco so he can't take down our teammates. Now we can actually just push him mid because we have the Baron buff. Just gotta run it mid. With our team. Jax is spacing, I don't know why. It's like the most satisfying electrocute proc ever, guys, but yeah. Your burst damage is crazy at this point. And Morgana landed a really nice Q. Hit the Illaoi as well, so now they don't have anything to defend the base with. So what we can do, we can just run it mid and end the game there. Only Shaco coming up and we should be able to deal with him. I do have the sweeper. Yeah, this was the set, guys. Of course, I hope this was useful. As always, see you guys in the next one.